Every retail business has the same nightmare: inventory. A supermarket might spend close to 70 cents of every dollar it earns simply replacing the products that just left its shelves. Fashion companies face an even higher financial risk. They send millions of dollars to factories months before they know whether anyone will actually buy the jackets or shirts they ordered. One bad season can wipe out the entire brand. But there is a retail chain with thousands of stores across North America that moved billions of dollars worth of goods in a single year, while paying almost nothing for the inventory arriving at its doors. The acquisition process depends on a specific behavior. People pack products into their cars, carry them inside, and hand them over for free, often thanking the store employees for accepting the goods. Tracking a donated bag reveals a different business relationship. At the drop-off center, you are the unpaid supplier for a global commodities market. Free inventory does not mean running the business is free. Every donated bag must be opened, inspected for damage, and priced. Because every item is unique, the operation requires massive amounts of retail floor space and human labor to sort through the intake. This map shows the corporate structure. Goodwill is not one centrally controlled corporation. It operates as a network of roughly 160 independent regional nonprofit organizations that simply share a brand name. Because legally and financially these organizations are separate, local executives can set their own rules and compensation. In certain regions, annual compensation for a local executive has reached close to or even exceeded $1 million. Further down the organizational ladder, a different standard applies. Under Section 14C of the Fair Labor Standards Act, certified U.S. employers have legally paid certain disabled workers less than the federal minimum wage. While some regional affiliates voluntarily stopped using these certificates, others have reportedly maintained them, meaning some workers in the sorting room might earn only a few dollars an hour. Those sorting workers execute a strict triage. Stained or odorous items are immediately rejected, but anything unusually valuable, like designer labels, rare vintage pieces, and pristine collectibles, is separated and diverted to premium online sales, where the organization can reach a national audience. The remaining ordinary, sellable items are sent to the local store floor for a 4-week audition. They are organized by colored tags. If a shirt does not sell at full price, it gets a discount. If it still sits there, the discount goes deeper. After several weeks, the physical space the shirt occupies costs more to maintain than the garment itself is worth. The traditional storefront is built to aggressively move volume before the real estate costs swallow the profit. Clothing that fails the retail audition leaves the local shop and enters a warehouse-style outlet center. The careful displays and organized racks disappear, replaced by massive, loose bins. At the bins, an economic transition occurs. The item's brand, size, and style are erased. Customers dig directly through the piles, and the clothing is sold purely by weight. This weight-based acquisition model is so efficient that massive for-profit retail chains use it too. Companies like Savers, which operates Value Village, build their inventory by acquiring goods cheaply by the pound from charity partners, then selecting the best pieces to sell individually at retail prices. The state of Washington took one major for-profit thrift retailer to court, arguing the company created a deceptive impression that shopping there directly funded charities. In 2023, the state Supreme Court ruled in favor of the company on free speech grounds. That legal outcome highlights a core reality of the industry. The visual atmosphere of performing a charitable act is a legally protected commercial asset, used to guarantee a continuous stream of free inventory. Clothing that survives the outlet bins is compressed into heavy, tightly bound bales. It is sold to textile brokers by the ton and stripped completely of its original identity. This aerial view shows the busy shipping ports where those bales are loaded into cargo containers. The unwanted garments leave North America entirely to enter the global materials market. A major destination for these shipments is Kantamanto Market in Accra, Ghana. Millions of discarded garments from wealthier countries flow into this sprawling market every single week. Some argue this flood of imported bales destroyed domestic clothing manufacturing in places like Kenya. In reality, the collapse was a complex mix of second-hand imports, a flood of cheap new clothing from Asia, and aging local factory equipment struggling to compete. But the current system places an extreme financial gamble on the local Kantamanto traders. They frequently pay upfront for sealed bales without seeing the contents. A bale might hold valuable pieces, or it could be packed entirely with unwearable fast fashion. When those bales are filled with garbage, the overseas trader absorbs the financial loss. An estimated 40% of some clothing entering the market instantly becomes local waste, meaning the environmental and financial consequences are shifted thousands of miles away. Look at how thoroughly a single free donation is monetized. The best pieces are sold online, ordinary items are sold at retail, the leftovers are sold by the pound, and the remaining bulk is sold by the ton to brokers. Keeping usable materials in circulation is an effective way to delay waste. Donating your clothes is a better environmental choice than throwing them into a local landfill, but consider the unpaid labor you contributed to the system. You purchased the initial product, stored it in your home, and then packed and delivered the inventory without negotiating a price. That donation marks the beginning of a logistical journey through a global materials machine. Behind the sorting room door, the garment transforms from a personal gift into a commodity.